Welcome along, everyone. What was it like, that experience, jumping into your first race?
It's been my life ever since I can remember.
Look, it really was unbelievable.
I think it's awesome.
Just go out there and give it your all every time. And
when you're young and you get in your old man super stock and you wreck it, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Craig Booker with the big smile. He is the voice that's behind what you get to hear every Sunday night.
Give it the hoot, Daddy. Look at that field. Doesn't it look fantastic?
Hey everyone, welcome along to your Wednesday Speedway promotion up and down the country, getting ready for the big season ahead in the Kokpit with Kinser. My good friend from Bump and Run, Booker, joins us. What we call now is Shed Night. Hey, Books.
Hey, mate. Yeah, another good night ahead with Shed Night. Two great people from two great tracks joining us tonight, mate.
Yeah, looking forward to catch that. We're going to head down to the top of the South Nelson and, of course, come up to Stratford Speedway tonight. But just a reminder, too, for those who have just jumped on board, I'll say hello and welcome to the show. Tanya Gillum, who's actually watching Shed Night from a shed. Bevan Giltrap, Mark Goodman, also Dave Thomas, Cody's on board, Jace Coley, Maru Goodley as well. Good evening, Cockpitians, Mr. 1NZ and Mr. Camper, eh? It's good to have Wayne Otten on board as well. And Mark Goodman, we'll come back and talk a bit about that a bit later on in the show, but we're just going to concentrate on the Speedway for now, my friends. We'll just get through that. Shits and giggles in the sheds. It is. We're here to have a bit of fun. Just to let you know, too, with the Speedway season, even though we've kicked off our promotion side of things, it'll be about a month or more now. This coming Saturday, the first track gets underway, Riverside.
Yes. Yeah, mate. Yeah, unbelievable. It's starting. The season's starting. I mean, you wouldn't have thought a lot of things would have been happening this weekend when you see what else is on the calendar this weekend. If you're a motorsport fan, mate. I mean, Sunday, I turn my phone off. That's it. I'm parked up in front of that TV all day. I have my Bathurst chips, my Bathurst pizzas, my Bathurst drinks. And I'm watching the big show, mate. Watching it from, I don't miss it. I go from start to finish.
Yeah. So who you got your money on?
I actually do think that, I think Whincup and that pairing's going to be probably hard to beat, to be honest. I mean, they talk about Erebus and all the rest of it, but that's a big race, mate. And mistakes happen in the pits, and the team that very rarely makes those mistakes is Red Bull, of course. And I just think when you're talking co-drivers, the fastest man out on the track in co-driver status has got to be Whincup, doesn't it, really? Richie Stataway might be another one too, but I mean, there's a lot of good drivers, mate. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm just going to enjoy the event, mate. I'll sit back, I'll watch it, and have some fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what these Gen 3s do around the famous track called Mount Panorama to see how they adapt to it, especially with the drivers. I suppose, from the practices through to the qualifying, the shootout's going to be wicked to watch. But I'm like you, mate. I'll be there watching on the box, and hence the reason why I mowed my lawns, did all the housework and the chores, because I'm in Auckland. I'm in Auckland tomorrow, Friday, Saturday. Then I'll be back to watch Bathurst, so I can just chill out and relax out. But yeah, it will be good. Rosebank had their first meeting last weekend, so they had a bit of a hit out there just gone as well. Come on, Powerball, I'll buy a house on Conrod. That's mighty goodly. Mate, I actually, mate, where I am living in Pyro, a good friend of mine in town here, his brother actually lives on Conrod, and he's always offered us free accommodation to go and stay there. So, Maru, just tell him you know me, mate. You might get a bit of a free accommodation next time you want to go to Bathurst. I'll hook you up with that. I'll hook you up with the flag racing on Sunday, Kins. Yeah, mate, it was good, actually. Got rolled up in one of my teens races. I got flipped over. I didn't see Ethan Levine coming behind me, and I got flipped upside down. But yeah, the team went pretty good, and I got the flag in the end. Online racing.
Actually, the people that watched at the finals for that meeting will be not this weekend, the following weekend.
Yeah.
And for next weekend Shed Night as well, Kins, we can tell people we're going to be having a UK catch-up. So basically what that means is we're going to have Mitch Vickery, Bex Bar coming on, and also I'm just waiting to hear back from Asher, but I'm pretty sure we'll have Asher too. So we're going to do a UK wrap up of what happened and what they thought about it all over there with their trip. So that'll be next Wednesday night in the shed. Will be with those three. So that's something to look forward to too. And oh mate, it's just getting so close this season, isn't it? It's
it's
I'm
here
getting
now,
pumped.
mate. It's
I'm
here.
looking at the calendar, what we've got to do and where we've got to go, mate. And man alive, shiv, there's so much happening coming up this season. It's a busy season, and it's busy for the people that are coming on tonight and other promoters we've had on the last few weeks, Kins. You know, it's all ready to go, isn't
Exciting,
it?
eh? It's exciting times, mate. Look at the smile on us. We can't wait.
Hey.
Well, we better head down to Nelson and better bring in Wayne Russ, who's been sitting there patiently. I don't think he's got any white bait for us at the moment, but he's sitting right there chilling out. Hey, Wayne, how are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, you guys getting on all right?
Yeah, well, mate, we'll be a lot better with some white bait.
Yeah, no, I think it's still in the river.
So how are you going, mate? Are you on a bit of a break, are you?
Yeah, just having a week off work just before the start of a busy season. But, yeah, it's a bit of an annual pilgrimage for us. So, yeah, just come down here, down the coast and sit back for a bit until it all hits the fan, yeah.
Hey, short season, pretty well, basically. Yeah, on the off season, it's just such a quick, short turnaround, mate. What's been happening down at the track?
Oh, quite a bit actually. We've managed to extend our sort of dummy grid area by 10 metres, and we've concreted the pole line just to make the track a bit better, and we've made a bit of an area for the St. John's, so got to look after those people. So tidied that up, renovated the tower, and yeah, put some new trophy cabinets in the club rooms, among a few other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, just going back to the season just gone, though, like most of the tracks up and down the countryside, there was so much cancellations. We all know why, the wet bloody weather. You guys had a bit of wet weather down there, actually. You had quite a bit of water in there, didn't you, one part there?
Yeah, we got good drainage our track, though. We only missed 2 shows this year, so luckier than most. But, you know, it's always one of those fears of clubs, you know, what's coming over the hills, but we're luckier than most this year, so only just missed those couple of shows, so we're all good.
Yeah, and what's the hype been around with the committee at the moment? You know, as you build up to the season, we made mention the bottom of the south will get underway this coming weekend. There's a few tracks, majority or some are opening on October 14. Labour weekend's only a few weeks away. How are things building up for yous?
Yeah, pretty good. I suppose our biggest focus at the moment is the New Zealand TQs 2-day event. So getting the entry forms out and getting those people booked in for that. I see there's already quite a few out of towners going to be turning up to our opening meeting. I think there's 24 registered already. So between that and we've got the New Zealand Stock Car GP down here as well. So another big event. So the calendar's pretty jam-packed full of good events here this season.
Excellent. So opening night is next Saturday, the 14th.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so we run a Trackman trophy for that. That's sort of in remembrance to a fallen ex-track prep guy, Murray Teese. So we run championships in every class that's running. So it's a good way to get everyone to the ground and, you know, hit the ground running. We've got good numbers registered already, so yeah, should be a good event.
Hey, we've spoken to a few other South Island tracks on our little journey doing the promotional drive from the bottom of the south, heading on the way up. And there seems to be a common theme down in the South Island. It's all about racing for kids and everything like that, because you've got your fireworks event, Coca-Cola fireworks, Heart, Kids NZ Racing for Kids on November the 4th. It seems to be a common theme where a lot of the tracks in the south are doing a lot of stuff around families, books, you know, and kids.
Yeah,
We've spoken to so many tracks down in the south, and it's a bloody good thing.
Yeah, it is good to see too. I just looking at the calendar myself there, Kins. I saw that Heart Kids New Zealand. So what's that? What's that charity about, Wayne? I'm not sure I'm 100% on that one.
So Heart Kids is it's a charity that's it's not government funded, so it's run solely on volunteers and people organising events to raise money. and it's for families that have had young kids that have been involved with heart disease and so forth, and it's there to support them. We're all about family show and supporting kids, so we thought it was a great cause to get behind this year for our Racing for Kids night. So we have a kids bike race, and we have spot prizes, mascot, and all that on the same night as we have our Coca-Cola fireworks.
Wicked. Big
Awesome.
day not to miss, November 4th. Then, of course, following that, a few weeks later, you got the Street Stock Triples and Tri-Series.
Yeah, something that's sort of been adopted what the North Islanders did last year, having the triples and that's moving around most South Island tracks. And then we also thought, well, we can't leave out our local drivers, so we're going to have a local street stock triples as well the same night. So it's 2 events on the same night, the triple. So that'll be a real smash around night. So yeah, into it.
Hey, of course, you mentioned there the NCTQ champs. That's all coming up early December 8 and 9, but also remembering Paddy North Memorial Race as well.
Yeah, of course, we're amalgamating the old open wheelers together that night. We've got Paddy North on the 8th of December, then on the 9th we've got the Sunshine Classic, which is 2 big sprint car events, a couple of American drivers coming up for that, so that'll be a big one. And of course, going back to the New Zealand TQ title, our track is great for open wheelers, so we're really looking forward to that title.
That's going to be a fast event, I would imagine, because you've got quite a bank on that track, haven't you?
Yeah, I've just watching the practices with all the TQs the other day. It's quite exciting to watch just the practice. So that's going to be an awesome event to watch. And what's great is our local club drivers, TQs, have really got behind this event and driving it. So that's great for our club too.
Oh yeah.
Are you tempted, mate? Are you tempted to have a go on one? You want to jump in one, have a blat?
Too fast for me.
I tell you what, they were impressive to watch. I'm not normally a huge. I haven't normally been a huge TQ fan over the years, but last season at Miami, they really turned on some fantastic events, and that New Zealand Championship there last season was just, the final race was just absolutely fantastic to watch. So, I mean, if you're thinking of going and watching a meeting in the South Island, that TQ Champs at Nelson is going to be, I'd say, is going to be spectacular with the banking and the speed and the class and talent of those drivers now. Just blows my mind. That young humble kid, he's a good little driver, young Aaron. Hey, and I think he's not afraid to take that gap in the dive, so I think he might do quite well at that track as well, to be honest. Although I have watched some of the, what's happened there with Kinser?
Hey?
Oh, you blocked out and came back, Kinser, sorry, unless that was me. But yeah, those young kids, I've seen some racing at your track through the pits media at times, and your drivers don't miss a beat either, Wayne, do they?
No, for real. We had the New Zealand midgets here a couple of seasons ago, and some of the comments from that event, they said was one of the best NZ titles anyone's seen, because the track's so smooth, banked, and consistent. It's makes for great open wheeler events. So I don't think you'll see a better New Zealand title than this TQs here in Nelson.
Yeah. Marty Goodley's put up a name here. Jeremy Webb, he'll be a threat. Yeah, he will be. He's always up there somewhere near the podium. Then you follow on with the end of December before the new year rocks around. You've got the Demolition Derby and also Streetcar Spectacular. What's that? Yeah,
so last year that was one of the events that rained out, and we thought, what are we going to do here? So we amalgamated the Derby and the streetcar event together. So the same vehicle can be used in both events. So a bit more bang for the buck, really. They come out, they can do a couple of streetcar races, cash prizes for first, and then they can then get into the Derby with it. So that was a real good night. There was a lot of people, a lot of faces in the crowd I hadn't seen before, because they were family of people that hadn't had a crack at it before. So that's going to be a bloody good event too.
Then, of course, the new year coming into 2024 South Island TQ Midget Championship. You're hosting that as well on the 13th.
Yeah, well, that's probably a bit of a wind down from the New Zealand's, but yeah, I think it might be a bit of redemption for those that didn't quite make the New Zealand title. So, I do. Hey, there could be someone back it up. Like Mr. Webb could do the both. So that's another good event, and I think we'll get some return drivers for that from the New Zealand title.
One event that's always talked about at your track, it's the Hydrolink War of the Wings. So that's always massive. There seems to be a lot of talk around that event, a lot of hype around it.
Yeah, for sure. We've got some real good local drivers, and I think the current title holder is actually from Nelson at the moment, Connor Rangi. So that's an awesome event. Goes all over the South Island. So guys really get to rub wheels from one end of the country to the other. So yeah, that's going to be a good event.
Wicked. Then, of course, another one, that's a big one, the New Zealand Stock Car GP as well, and including on February the 10th, the midget feature.
Yeah, so interesting with, there's been a lot of talk about this title-wise and over 2 days. GPs historically have only been run over one day, stock cars and super stocks. It's normally a bit of a wind down from the New Zealand title. I had to scratch my head about this one, but we've actually put it in a week ahead of the the South Island Stock Car title down in Christchurch. So we're getting quite a bit of interest in cars coming down and doing the double, do the GP and then carry on down to the South Islands in Christchurch, which is a 2-day deal. So I think we need quite a bit of following for that event.
Yeah. Seems to make common sense, you've done the right thing in that regards. Then, of course, into February still, the best pairs.
Yeah, so best pairs, we're running that for all classes.
Yeah.
This is quite a good event that we've sort of spread that out over the season with the different classes. We thought, no, let's just put them all on the same night. So that's for all classes racing pairs trophy. So yeah, that's on then.
Hey, another one coming up in March, and obviously it's been hugely popular down the South Island. It's the Extreme Dirt Series, and I know on that track, mate, Super Saloons, hold on for grim death when you're on a little track like that with banks that's just foot flat to the floor.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great event because it not only just involves the drivers, it's actually the whole crew. They have a lot of events throughout the week that involves the crew, so that really makes it it's a fun event and, very family orientated. And we're lucky enough to actually host the last round of it again this year. So it's quite an honour actually. And it's not all about the racing. It's about the crew and the whole team and the family behind the scenes. Yeah,
it's a big tripper, right? Mini Stock Mania, the big one. You got Mini Stock, Stock Car SummerSlam, and the Mini Stock Mania coming at 2 night, 15-16 March. Super Stock Stampede as well. Yeah,
the PTS Stampede, 2-nighter. So SummerSlam, of course, we're running the same format as last year, which is self-selected pairs and then knockouts. So that was a real good format last year and hugely popular. So running that over 2 nights, and then the Mini Stock Mania, I think the field's already building heavily at the moment for that. Like all the people that came last year want to come back. We're good hospitality down this way, so great standalone event there.
Cool. And then, like most, around the end of March, Easter, it's extravaganza. A lot of tracks run an event.
Yeah, so Easter, that's only Easter Sunday, actually. So that's championships for all classes racing. So that'll be good. Of course, Easter's quite early this year.
Yeah.
In March. So we've sort of thought, that's usually our last meeting, but we're slipping another one in behind it. But that'll be a great event.
Yeah, it's the top of the South Stock Car Queen of the Calais you're talking about coming up in April. They got that one in there.
Yeah, that's going to be quite an exciting event. So, it probably follows on for what Rotorua's done. We're gonna have a title for the females in the stock cars. That'll be an awesome event. There's a huge amount of interest in this already, and we want to make that an annual event. So we've got some good sponsors behind the event, and a huge following.
Awesome.
That's
Sounds
awesome,
good. And
mate.
if you do want to keep up to date and follow, nelsonspeedway.co.nz. What were you going to say, Books?
Oh, I was just going to say the whole season sounds fantastic, mate. And sure as eggs, the comment did come through their way, and I knew it was going to come, so we might as well ask it. From our man Steve Emmett, actually, old Dirt NZ. Any inside word on the return of the Tigers? We talked about this. We knew it was going to come up.
Yes, it comes up quite often. Hey, never say never. We definitely want to bring them back, but we want to build from the ground up. We've got a couple of youngsters coming through into the class now, a few old heads around. So, it's something we need to start building the foundations now. And, I think we're going to be going down that track in probably 2 to 3 years' time.
That sounds like, I think that'd be it'd be a very popular return. I think it might be like back in the day when the Busters left and then came back, and remember that, Kins? And I think when Nelson comes back there, because the Tigers, you always knew they were there at teams, that's for sure, supporters and drivers, that's sure. So I think it'd be a very popular event when that happens. To have all those original teams back would be a fantastic thing to see. But we've got to hope too, I suppose, for you guys this year that the old boats play the party too, mate.
Yeah. So, all speedway classes rely on those boats being reliable. People going backwards and forwards. It was a bit of we had COVID, and then we had that to deal with the last year, which was a bit of a pain. But touch wood, I think they should be running on schedule this year. There's a lot of events we've already booked to go up to Palmy's opening. So hopefully it's all going to work out for us all.
Mate, I hope it works come 2025, because I want to come down there January.
Oh yeah, next year. So the New Zealand Supers and Nelson next season. So we might be in the South Island a bit next season with that one and the Rees Tour. So maybe the Rees Tour should work round that event. That might be a good way to do it. Yeah, Pete's probably watching. Sure. You'll be thinking about that now.
Yeah. So in the back of your mind, though, Wayne, you're hosting it. We know Miani's got the event coming up 24 early January, right? And there's a big build up for that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a huge week. Is there any in the back of the mind, or anyone been putting any thought into preparing for 2025 New Zealand Super Stocks?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're already talking about getting some subcommittees together. We've looking at extending our pit area. Of course, these cars have big trailers and tow vehicles. We've got massive areas to try and fill. We're already looking at overflow car parking, grandstand areas, and that. With the population growth in Nelson in general, we've seen massive crowd swell. Last year we had probably a third more people coming through the gate just for normal meetings. So we're going to really, jam pack everyone in there for a great event.
Hey, some of the calendar that we ran through for this upcoming season, Wayne, live streaming side of things, what happens in that regards? Who does the live streaming for you? And I'm guessing a couple of the events will be live streamed.
Yeah, so I've been talking to Jace from Pitts Media. He's keen to. I think he is doing the TQs. Yes. And he's doing the stock cars, GP. Yes. And also doing the PTS Super Stocks and SummerSlam. So he's doing all that. So no, I've definitely been talking to Jason, twisting his arm and getting him booked in for those events.
He does do a fantastic job, doesn't he, for that?
Yeah, brilliant job. He does a top line job, does Jace. Now, just going back to you, mate, before we let you go and play with the white bait, you still behind the wheel in a historic now. Yeah, so there's been quite a growth in that sort of. We don't run it as a class in Nelson, but there's a lot of interest here locally. So
yeah, me and another ex-Tiger, Daryl Peterson, we bought a car from the Mount, the old 96M Cougar, so we've got that. And then also a business partner, he's got a Parks car.
Oh, yeah, I've
The
seen
old
that.
22M. So we're bringing those cars up to Palmy's opening, and then take them across to race at Waganui as well on the Sunday. So, yeah, it's just like trying to keep a bit of our youth at bay there.
You've got quite a few historics down there now, though, haven't you? Quite a good contingent of the historic stock cars down there.
Yeah. So it's good. A few old cars have been pulled out of the woodwork and sort of revamped, and yeah, I think we've got probably about 8 or 10 now. So Blenheim run them quite often, so we whip over there and run when we're having an off week from Nelson. So yeah, just a bit of a social thing, really. It's great.
Talking of old cars, mate, not as old as what we're talking about here, the historic side of things. There's an old car that's sitting in a nice little place that looks really shiny for fans to come and check out, a 3-time New Zealand champion. You know where I'm heading to with this. What's the chances of Craig Boot jumping back out on the NZs come 2025?
Well, you never know. We could put a flea in his ear, eh? See what he can do.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Brilliant, mate. I think we've lost a bit of light on you there, Wayne. I think the light's kind of gone out or something's happened there, but carry on, mate. Carry on what we're going to say.
Yeah, there's a few ex-1NZ title holders here. We've got Brendan Higgins and Shane Harwood and Dale Avis. So, yeah, hoping to get a few of those guys involved with the New Zealand title down here.
Yeah. Actually, Shane Howard did a few laps last season, didn't he?
Yes, yeah, no, he's still peddling the Ben Smith car at the moment. Well, Ben's he's had a hip operation, so good to see Shane back out there. He hasn't lost his touch, that's for real.
And when you say those kind of names and you think the caliber of drivers that can help support a young, eventually Nelson Tigers team coming through, the experience, just everything from those guys will be just valuable. You're in a pretty good place down there in the future for the launch of a Nelson Tigers team with, well, dare I say, Brendan Higgins. Everyone talks him up when it comes to bloody teams, but there's a lot of names here that can help out with the young ones coming on through.
Yeah, there's a lot of old heads around in the background down here. Always good to call on them when you've got a bit of an issue or wanting to dig deep and get something sorted. So, yeah, no, those people definitely haven't disappeared from being involved in the background.
Awesome, mate. Well, we'll let you go and go and enjoy your little break. And thank you for taking time out playing with the Whitebait to come and join us and share a bit what's happening in the upcoming season. So, nelsonspeedway.co.nz. Wayne, mate, thank you and enjoy.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Wayne.
Cheers, Wayne.
There we go. They got an exciting season ahead, Kins. It looks like a lot happening down there, and it's. Oh, what happened there? Something happened. No, I'm all right. I thought I heard a bleep bleep on my thing. Well, I suppose we shouldn't waste any time in bringing our next guest, Kinser.
Yeah, let's bring in from Stratford Speedway. We've got Kim Sharpe, who's going to join us right now. She should be there. She's been there waiting patiently. Yeah, look, didn't even see the paint there when the hand went up. Wait. How are you, Kim?
Good, thanks, guys. How are you guys?
Yeah, good. No doubt you would have catch some of that, us talking away in Russ, what's happening down there at the top of the south of Nelson. So plenty going on there. And talk firstly a bit about your role with the track.
Oh, so I'm just, currently the president. So this is my first season of doing that. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. And yeah, I've been with the club for 7 years now. So I started 7 years ago as a secretary after being conned at a prize giving to do that. And did that for a few years and then went into public relations officers. So sort of doing sponsorship and much of the, kind of the go-to person, I guess, and put my name forward this year for president, and here I am. Like I said, the rest is history, really.
Yeah, got to blame the good old bloody wines, eh? We'll just leave it at that part, eh?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Hey, yeah, you've got practice getting underway. You got 3 of them coming up throughout this month. The next 3
Saturday.
Saturdays. Yeah, also 7th, 14th, and 21st, eh?
Yeah, so we kick off on Saturday with our first practice. So that's, yeah. Oh, where does the time go, eh?
Oh, it's happening quick, isn't it, eh? Sure is.
It's like 1 minute you finish, you're in a break, next minute you're at practice. It's like, whoa, where did that?
Yeah. So what's your season been like? Because I know you would have been preparing yourself. You got a huge season this season, but what's been happening behind the scenes?
Well, we kind of, we've got a full committee. So we spent a bit of time. We had a few vacancies after the AGM. So we filled those vacancies, which is good. So committee's full, and you need a full committee when you've got a season like we've got. So good to have that all done and underway. And then kind of just a bit of painting of some of those old buildings. Everybody knows Stratford Speedway for its old buildings that have been sitting there for 100 years, the old 100-year club rooms. We're giving it a slap of paint. So that's all happening, and just kind of freshen the place up a bit. When you got 6 national titles, you want to make the place look a bit better, and we decided it was time to do that. And painting fences. We started last year with a new grid in the green, like that was kind of in the paddock area. We called it the grid in the green, so it was taking the cars out there, grid up before they came to the actual grid, which it kind of helped the flow of the meeting. And we've metalled that area now, so that's all been metalled, and it's going to be a permanent grid area. So grid number 1, 2 to go to number 1, and then out on the track. So it just helps the track flow. We've knocked out a couple of stables, horse stables there. I mean, obviously it's AMP's grounds. We just use it. So we knocked out a couple of stables, and we're putting a track around the back of that just to help with congestion in the pits and get the flow of the cars going a bit better. Really want to focus on, getting a meeting start and getting it finished within a good time frame. People don't want to sit there. They just want to, they come for entertainment. We want to get the cars out there, get them flowing, keep them going, and we can get the club rooms early and people can get home in the warm.
What I like too inside the club rooms, even though it's got that old school feel about it, but there's just so much memorabilia of so many great names. The history on your wall, whether it's names or photos, just resonates with Speedway fans. We know of the great times that Stratford brought at what level of any class, the champions. It's just there, the history that's so nostalgia.
No, I love, and you see a whole lot of visiting drivers coming, and that's what they do, just go around the walls and look at what's on there. And we've had some amazing people, some amazing drivers in that club, and this is actually our 60-year anniversary this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to 6 national titles, 60-year anniversary, we might as well do the whole lot. So we're just kind of ramping into that at the moment, and that's pretty exciting. Like, we've got some good stories to tell, some big snippets that we can start putting out there on Facebook and social media, and sort of share the successes of the track over the last 60 years.
Well, we were down there for a Legends night, Booker and I. We had Aaron Lewis from Garrett 16 with us as well. And there were some stories that Murray Gorge told us, but this is a family show. We can't share those kind of stories tonight. Those kind of stories. Jacko, Jono Jackson told us there was some fun stuff.
I missed that night, but I did hear about the stories. Yeah. Pretty good.
Being a female president of a Speedway club.
Yeah.
You created a bit of history, or is there another female president, or what's the story?
I think there's been a couple. So, it's probably a little bit unusual, I guess. And, I suppose it's pretty special to be, nominated and put through. Obviously, they think I'm okay. Hopefully, they don't kick me out in 12 months. You never know, do you? But got pretty good relationships. And I think, at the end of the day, as long as you're there for the right reasons, it doesn't matter whether you're a male or a female. It's about the club and taking it forward and bringing a good culture and bringing that together. And hopefully that's what we're going to achieve and get it set up for another 60 years, I guess.
Yeah. Well, your actual first race gets underway end of the month, 28th. What is it? Opening night, City of the New Plymouth Classic for super stocks, saloons, mini sprints, and street stocks. It's double points. You're not going to get any better than that for the opening night, are you?
Nah, that's usually how we start the season. Kick it off good. We always get a good crowd on opening night. We've got good classes there, so double points just creates a bit of a different vibe. They want all to get to the front and make as many points as they can. So pretty good meeting. So good way to start a really good season.
Yeah, like most tracks up and down the country, there's always the fireworks that get involved, but you've got the City of New Plymouth Classic of stock cars, modifieds, midgets, adult mini stocks. Again, it's double points.
It's double points. You know, with so many national titles, we've got to fill these meetings up to make it all happen, you know, with everything else. So every meeting this year is pretty much full of excitement. It's just, you know, they're all there and we've got to get all these championships, memorials kicked off. But then, yeah, our fireworks meeting, crikey, it's a sellout, you know. You can't get fireworks many places this year, like now, can you? I mean, you do a show like this, everybody wants to come and see it. And yeah, there's certainly it's spectacular.
Yeah, very few and far some of the stuff that we grew up with, some of the fireworks shows in the towns, you know, there's all this health and safety, work safe now. And
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
too tough. But if speedway tracks can cater for it, why not take the kids along, the families, and let all the kids look up in the sky and all they do is go,
Oh,
wow.
I think,
ooh,
I
wow.
think it's better to do that, eh, mate? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
silent, and then it stops, and all you hear is a cheer. But like, it's nice to be able to give that back to the families, you know, and give them somewhere to bring their kids to see something like that. So I think it is cool that Speedway Tracks is still doing it and able to do it.
Yeah, let the professionals deal with it and do all the show and says, yeah, the young ones getting hurt and so forth. Also through mid-November, you got the Super Saloon Champs and the Stock Car Champs as well. Then you got the Sprint Car Champs, Saloon Champs, and the Street Stock Champs. So it's a busy 11th and 18th of November.
Yeah, it sure is. Like I said, we've got to put all these meetings in and get them in early and get them ticked off and get some championship guys on the podium and then move into the big stuff.
Yeah, talking of the big stuff, December rolls around the 9th, North Island Saloon Championship, the King of the Mountain Saloon Champs, and the Taranaki Adult Mini Stock Champs. So that's one of the big ones, eh?
Yeah, it is. So we've just done our entry form for the North Island Saloons, just getting that ticked off with Speedway New Zealand now. So we'll get that all approved and then we'll get that out. Hopefully we'll get some good numbers to that. Yeah, I mean, we've got some really good saloon drivers at the track, you know, guys that have been doing it for a long time. So pretty cool to have the North Island Saloons there and mix it up with those other championships. So it'll be a really good meeting. And, you know, our track's pretty tough for the old saloon guys. You've got to back yourself and go around the outside if you're going to pass cars and they'll bloody do it, you know, it's great. So they can put on a really good show.
Right, when you're talking outside lines, it brings back straight away Blondie, Skinny, you know, just a couple of names that have been associated with the S. Those guys only knew the outside line, you know. You've had some legends come out of that track from Stratford, represented in saloons. Taranaki Midget Champs, Mini Sprint Champs. You've got the Youth Mini Stock City NP Classic. Then you got the Heritage Shield. Hey, another big one.
Yeah, no, we just keep giving this year, don't we? It's just how it is. Yeah, good to have the youth in there. Like we talked, you know, sort of earlier, the youth are our future of our track. So it's cool to have those meetings in there with those other, you know, championships going on around them. So yeah, cool meeting. Yeah, I think they'll pretty much put on a show for that one too and give the kids a bit of a blast and get out there and fight for that podium spot, eh?
You might get a few modifieds turn up, I'm guessing, on Boxing Day because King of the Modified Champs getting ready for their big chance later in the year.
And we kind of slotted that in there probably for that intention too, you know, to get the guys up, you know, get the crowd in to have a bit of a look at what it's going to actually be like the following, you know, for the New Zealanders for that following meeting. So, yeah, I mean, next couple of meetings. But, yeah, no, I reckon we'll see a few mods come in from out of town to give it a blast.
I guess you get a good turnout being a Boxing Day, you know, when all the families done their Christmas thing and they want to go watch some motorsport speedway. You get a good turnout on Boxing Day?
Boxing nights, but it's like fireworks, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's our, well, if it's not our biggest seller, it's our second biggest seller of just our club meetings, you know. So fireworks and boxing night are huge and it's great, you know. It's just a friendly little atmosphere and it's after Christmas and the kids are buzzing around and, you know, it's a really cool meeting with a really good vibe.
I'd rather be spending my money at the Boxing Night Speedway than the Boxing Day shopping, I can tip you. Or the sales on Boxing Day. Save your money on the sales, go to the Speedway. Much more fun.
Yeah,
buy a hot dog.
Yeah, go and have a hot dog and watch some racing and enjoy yourself. Then, of course, you get, I would guess, a little bit of a break because you build up for the New Zealand Stock Car Championships coming up on the 12th and 13th of January.
Yeah, we'll probably need a break there, to be fair. So, yeah, so again, got a subcommittee, got to form that yet. We haven't quite got to that point, but there's still a whole lot of planning in the background and stuff with that. So that's going to be a huge meeting. Yeah, should be good. I mean, we've got one NZ champ, Josh Walsh, you know.
Yes.
at our track, and to actually try and back that up on your local track is going to be pretty cool. So be good to see the boys out there. We've got a massive lot of drivers. We've got heaps of stock car drivers at Stratford, so there's a good lot of drivers in there. So we've got a pretty good chance of hopefully getting somebody on the podium. If maybe it's Josh, maybe it's someone else, but we'll take whoever.
So have you got big enough pits for it? Because you're going to get like 200 cars.
Oh, we've got paddocks, mate. Paddocks. Just wipe the fence down. We'll just keep on coming. We'll take everybody. We'll make it work, mate.
Yeah, because it does, this actual stock car championship draws cars from all over the country. They turn up there in their droves, and some of them, no doubt, maybe still in that kind of holiday mode after the Christmas. Well, everyone's still in cruisy mode come January, in the early year. But when it focuses on a champion like this championship, then of course you've got the King of the Mountain Super Stock champs as well.
Yeah,
holy hell, yeah.
Yeah, get the supers there. You never know, some of the guys that are coming for the New Zealanders might bring the super along. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there will be one or two like that, like Scott Tennant as an example. Then, of course, the end of January, what is it? The New Zealand Street Stock Grand Prix as well. That's a two-nighter. You got the King of the Mountain Mini Sprint champs, the West Coast Stocker Teams champs, and you got the, under Super Stock champs, the 26 and under.
Yeah. So Street Stocks GP. So that'll probably be looking pretty good, actually, to be fair, because I think the week before there's New Zealand's in Wellington, if I'm right.
Yes.
So we're kind of hoping we'll see the guys from the South Island come up and then just sort of mosey on up the island a bit further and come and see us and do the GP. And I mean, those guys, if you get those guys out on that track, they put on a really good show. So I reckon it'll be a pretty exciting meeting. And then we chuck the West Coast teams in. That's earlier than what we normally do. We usually have that later in the season, but we brought that forward this year. Hoping to get some good team numbers there. We have Bryce Jensen's our new manager for our Stormers, and I think at the moment they've got a squad of 17 drivers. So they're looking very strong this year, the Stormers. So we'll have a couple of teams in there and hopefully get some visitors. And then under 26 Supers, we started that last year, but with the rain, that kind of went a bit late. And it probably, we had the effects of all the rain and everybody else, and that, tracks all trying to get stuff done. So we did get some good numbers, but I think we'll get a whole lot more drivers to that this year. It's pretty cool to get those young ones out there, and again, they put on a show. So you can't say that's not going to be an outstanding couple of days, can you?
No, exactly. Now, hey, Dave Thomas just put an interesting question. We're just going to bounce back to that New Zealand Stock Car champs. Are they capping field for New Zealand Stock Cars? Or is there a need to extend it to 3 days?
Well, hard to know till we get to that point, isn't it?
Okay,
I mean, at the end of the day, we're just going to get the entries in, and then we'll work out what we need to do. Hopefully, we wouldn't need to be a 3-day event, but look, at the end of the day, we want to cater for all the drivers, and we'll do whatever we need to do to make it work. But you don't know till the entries come in. You can't guess that you're going to go there. We're not saying we're going to cap anything. We'll get as many drivers as we can, or work it out from there. So we want it to be a bloody good event to give everybody an opportunity.
Just on that subject, actually, because you look at the amount of entries that a New Zealand Stock Car Champs has nowadays. It makes it bloody hard to qualify, doesn't it? That's why I wonder if a cap is the way to go for those events. I don't know. Is it fair to? It's an interesting thing, isn't it, Kim, I suppose? Is it fair to cap it and not let someone in, or is it fair to cap it so more people have a chance of qualifying and have a shot at the NZ title, So it's what do you guys, have you guys had a thought about that, or discussion, any sort of discussion on that type of thing?
Not really. And I mean, that's why I see we're kind of early stages. I mean, we've done other stuff with it. We haven't really had subcommittees about to start rolling into that and talk about how we're going to run it, all those sort of things. So those discussions haven't been held. I mean, it is hard because, if you feel like you've got a really slim chance of qualifying, where are you going to come, So I get what you're kind of saying. But I guess the biggest thing is you don't know how many cars you're going to get until we get the entry forms out, because it's not been horrible, but times are pretty tough out there, and who knows how many drivers are going to actually be racing this year. You got to look at the big picture here. Some people may not be able to afford it, which you don't want to see that, but they might just, park the cars in the shed for a year and then come back next year. Who knows?
Watch the space, I reckon. Hey, come February 10, you got your stock car BSPS mini mini sprint best pairs, you got your Saloon Memorial midgets. Like you said, every weekend's a bloody top-notch meeting, eh?
Pretty much, yeah. I think
Yeah.
anybody that comes through the gate at any meeting this year, they're going to be pretty happy when they leave. So, I mean, you can keep saying the same thing about every week, but yeah, it's action-packed. We've got it all going on.
Yeah, then on the 17th, the New Zealand Mini Sprint Championship as well, another big title there. Plus, you got the Taranaki Modified Champs. No doubt you're going to get a lot of modifieds there. You got the Ginge Hayward Memorial Best Pairs, because these modified guys are going to turn out to get prepared for later in March or early March. But
Yeah.
man, another one.
I know. Yeah, real good. And I mean, again, like I said, the mods might have come earlier on. They'll come and visit for that one, but we'll get a huge amount of mods probably to this one, I imagine. See what the kind of track's like at the time and stuff like that. So it'll be a good meeting.
24th, you have the West Coast Derby Teams Champs as well. You got the Mini Stock Spectacular and you got the Saloon Memorial. Let's talk about the big one that's coming up, the New Zealand Modified Champs plus the Mini Sprint International, the 8th and 9th of March.
Yeah, so what can you say about that? We had the New
Yeah.
Zealand mods, must be about, well, obviously 7 years ago, but it was a really good meeting. That was my first season involved and it was huge. God, those guys put on a show, don't they? You know, you guys come up and watch the mods a bit at Stratford. They're doing awesome, and we've got some amazing mod drivers in Stratford. You know, you talk about the Jackos and the Kalins, the Hinton, you know. God, the list just goes. Newton Gorge, look at him. How long's he been racing? He's still doing it. You know? He's still out there. So we've got some amazing drivers that hit the track for us. And again, we've got some real good potential to get someone on the podium, which would be great to see. But good to have the visiting drivers there. And if we've got the track right, it'll be an awesome night.
I think we need to encourage Murray to come back for it, Kins.
Why not? Why not? I know they've got two bloody cars too. We were there. Yeah, Brad Lane was piddling one of them. So Brad Lane being the current one NZ. Yeah.
But I'd pay my entry fee I'd double my entry fee to see that Murray Gorge back in one go around there. I'd tip you, eh? Holy heck!
He'd probably love to.
Yeah, I know he would, eh? I know he would. You've produced so many champion modified drivers out of there. You know, it's no different to the Super Saloon class. There's some legendary names that have come out there.
The open wheel stuff out of Stratford's has always been strong, isn't it? Always.
Yeah, always. Actually, insane that you've had some bloody good champs in other classes as well. Then, of course, it carries on. The New Zealand Saloon Grand Prix, the under-23 stock car champs, the youth mini stock champs on the 23rd.
Yeah, so Saloon guys have another crack. So they've got their second national title. So, yeah, that'll be good. Those guys, I guess the ones that were there for the North Island will come back and give that another go. So that'll be great. And, give the youth another blat with theirs. And, I mean, crikey, again, what do you say? Awesome.
You guys had the midget champs here last season, eh? And Pickens won it there, eh? Pickens.
Yep. Yeah, he won it in the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, just backed himself, went around the outside and boom, just before the rain hit the track. Yeah. We just got that in time. But yeah, no, we had that. It was an awesome meeting. Bit of a long one when it turned into a day-night meeting, but had to do what we had to do to get it through, really.
Because coming up 6th of April, it's the King of the Mountain Midget Champs as well. Mini Stocks, Best Pairs, Modified Memorial. Another big one in April. Then, of course, 13th of April, I'm guessing, that kind of wraps up the season with Super Stock, Best Pairs, Demo, Derby, Stock Car Memorials. The list just goes on.
Yeah, that's kind of kick off the end of the year. I think by then we'll be taking a real deep breath.
Yeah.
And straight to the club rooms.
I'll tell you what I do like about your program you've put out. You click on it, it goes to a PDF, obviously. But you've got a section where it says admission, and you've got Schedule A, Schedule B, and Schedule C. And the reason I like that so much, to be honest, is that as a spectator, you know exactly where you stand planning your season ahead with Stratford Speedway, because you already know what it's going to cost you in that date. Because a lot of places with the big meetings, you don't know what you're going to pay till you get there. You know, well, you've put this ahead, and it's interesting to me that you the New Zealand Modifieds is Schedule B.
Yeah, we have.
And I like that because it's going to cost me less to get in.
I mean, there was a bit of discussion around our pricing and that sort of this year and how we were going to do that. But I mean, we just want to make sure we've got people coming through the gate. Like if we're putting on these events, what's the point of putting them on if people aren't sitting in the crowd? You know, so it's all about making sure that it's cost effective, that these guys want to come, that they can bring their families, that they can have a great time. And we just want to do that. So we decided to keep our prices at bay. We probably could have put the modifieds up, but again, it's like, hey, you know, it's kind of getting later in the season. Things might be getting a little bit tight out there. So let's just make sure we get the people in the gate so we can put on a show and they can go home and say, well, it was awesome. So no point having guys race around when there's no one sitting there.
I just like the fact that you've already announced on your calendar, because no one really puts it on their calendar. No one puts, oh, this meeting will cost you this much. It just says this, and you find out a week before this is it. So I love the idea that you guys have done this, because I think it really helps as a spectator. It helps you budget for your season, because as spectators we're also budgeting as much as the drivers as well, you know, like it's all to travel around this country, especially with the fuel costs and everything. To go to meetings, I mean, it's nice to know what you're up for ahead of time, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I mean, we'd rather do that. I mean, what's the point of revisiting partway through the season, deciding a price on that? Like if we do all these things at the start of the season, they're ticked off, they're done. Everybody knows where we're going. We know where we are. Move to the next thing. We've got plenty to worry about. We don't need to worry about having those discussions every week and deciding what we're going to put our tickets out for. We just want to be organised, transparent. That's where it is. Move on.
Yeah. Well, you've done it right in a right way, because it also coincides where people are spending money around the Christmas period. It's that New Year period. There's the summer school holidays. Then you got the kids that are going to go back to school, and education ain't cheap these days. And you pretty well nailed it on the head. The bloody gas is going up over the summer holidays. We all know that it's going to be crazy. So what you've done, and I'm agreeing with Mr. Booker, it's you've done the right thing.
Yeah.
You've not overpriced some of the big ones. So, you know, I reckon you're going to get more bums on seats because you've done it the right way, and I endorse what you've done.
And that's what we're looking for. We just want, like I said, what's the point of doing all the hard work if we don't get people through the gate? We need people through the gate. Like, that's what we do it for. We want to entertain people. We want to get our members on the track, give them skids so they're having fun and people can watch it.
Yeah,
exactly. Hey, Wayne Alton said a good question here. Is this the biggest season Stratford's had to plan, Kim, with all these 6 big meetings? Most probably, yeah.
Question, I'd say so. Like, seriously, I mean, you've got a 60th anniversary on top of it. So I would say that this would top it. Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, we're either crazy or we've got it. We've got it sorted. We'll be fine. All we need is the weather to play ball and we'll be mint. So, like, you know, you just got to be bloody organised. Like, we've backed ourselves. We say we're going to do this and we're going to put on a bloody show and we'll make it work. So, yeah, it will be one of the biggest, but we'll tick it off and we'll be fine.
I think weather-wise, we're all going to be okay this season. I'm pretty confident. I've been saying it right through. I think this year is going to be the year for Speedway, and people are screaming for Speedway. I think everybody's opening night this season is going to be just jam-packed. We got Miani's opening night coming up a few weeks, and Kinser's coming up, and I said we're going to have to be out there by 2 o'clock, I reckon. Get our spot, and you won't get a spot. And I think that's what it's going to be like all over this country for Speedway this season. I think that every track better be prepared, because I reckon come opening night, you're going to have more bums on seats than you expect, to be honest. I'm pretty confident about that, to be honest. I think it's going to be awesome.
The Speedway weatherman, you're on, mate.
Yeah, you're on, mate. Don't worry about that 1 News, 3 News, people. You just come see Kokpit Media. Booker will tell you how it is.
So one of the big things around all of your wonderful calendar, you got a lot on every night's a bloody awesome night not to miss, obviously. Live streaming, like we talked with Wayne. What's the deal with any of the live streaming? I'm guessing the big stuff's going to be live streamed.
Yeah, so Blitz Media, obviously, Jace loves from Stratford. Big journey for him, but he signed a, I mean, what did he say? Stratford's a bit unique. It's different. We are different. It's unique. Unique's a nice way of putting it. So it's probably a little bit challenging for him, but he loves the challenge. So he comes in and he's going to do New Zealand stock cars, New Zealand modifieds, and he's down for New Zealand mini sprints. So he's looking at the 3 of them. So yeah, it'd be good to have Jason there. He does a bloody good stream, and we didn't have him for Northline stock cars last year. It just didn't pan out, and we probably missed the boat with that one a little bit. So it'd be good to have him up there to do all three of those. And pretty cool that he's coming for New Zealand mini sprints, because like you said, those guys don't get the opportunity. So why shouldn't I video those and get them on the big screen?
Yeah.
Hey, you touched on in our little chat about the Stormers having multi-heats of numbers. Stratford Stormers, obviously, keen ears, always keen, always put on a good bloody show. The Scrappers at the other end of the scale, I suppose, just trying to find their way. You would have heard Wayne talk about the Tigers. I'm guessing it's only a few years away from them coming back, and I'm going to say this: it won't be that far after New Zealand champs. I'd say. I'll just say that. I'm just going to say that now. What's happening with the Scrappers? What's going on there? Anyone put their hand up?
Yeah, well, new management team there, so they've got a management team of 3 that is sort of doing their thing there, which is great. So they're just kind of working their way through where the season looks. They've got some drivers that have stuck around from last year and working out what they're going to do going forward with the drivers from this year. So, yeah, I mean, it's there, you know, we're definitely there. It's they're just working out a plan on how they're going to make it stronger than ever out in that track and do their thing. So we definitely will be seeing a team in Palmy, which is cool. And they're just working their way through what that looks like, really. So, yeah, I mean, it's all new. So they've just got to learn the ropes and see where they're at and make plans. And, yeah, it's good to have new blood in there and some excitement. And, yeah, so Carl Shearer's involved with that, and Ian Shearer's dad, and Mike Fowles doing that side of it. So there's a management team of 3. So Carl's obviously teams raced in the past, so he's got the experience with that side of it. And and Hamish Booker's there, and Tyler Walker's there. So those guys are still around, and then there's just a few new ones that will appear after that. So yeah, they'll be there. It was good, and
Awesome.
at least they're doing their thing.
But what I like to,
not quite got 17 in the squad, but I mean, at the end of the day, we don't have, the super stock class is there, but probably not as strong as what it's been a few years back. And that's probably just come down to, people's lives have changed. They've got busy and things have happened. So guys have put the car to, sold it or put it in the shed for a little bit. So we'll probably see some of those guys coming back in the future. But at the moment, it's just kind of, we're okay. We're just sitting there with good numbers, but not extreme high numbers.
But what you do have is good supporters. You get those staunch, loyal Stratford supporters, and you see them and you hear them on the around the tracks. It's pretty cool. You got a good vibe going on there, and mate, you've got a busy. You got a good schedule.
Absolutely.
It's like
they'll be there.
You and your team are going to deserve a rest, because you can't do all of this without the volunteers and the committee, everyone that works behind the scenes. Obviously, there's all the sponsors that are associated with all of this stuff. It's just, do you get time to rest? Do you get time to sleep? And
yeah, not too bad. I mean, like, at the end of the day, more hands make light work, and we're lucky. We've got a good, I think there's 60 to 80 volunteers, and most of them just keep coming back every year because they love the sport, and our sponsors, we've got really good sponsors that back us. Obviously, we're MG Taranaki. MG's been there for the last, I think this is our 6th year with them, and they've been a very loyal naming rights sponsor for some time. Repco's in the background. There's so many good sponsors that are just wanting to come back. Century Hill, 5 Star Liquor. Like, we're so lucky with them. The committee, like, we've got a really good solid committee, and like I said, it's a big committee, and then we've got some new members on there. They've all got portfolios, they've got roles and responsibilities. We're all there to do the job, but everybody united as one. We've got to really get through this, and we'll get through this great. And our SNZ team, met with them last night to make sure we're all on the same page, and we are, so that's great. And we're just heading down the same path. And like I said before, it's all about getting our drivers out there to have a skid, have fun, and get the people through the gate and bloody well entertain them.
100%. And what I like also, I've just come across it, is you have season passes that are available as well. So check it out, Stratford's. Pardon?
They're a bargain.
Yeah, they are a bargain. With all those meetings we've just spoken about.
Yeah.
And what you're paying for a season pass, you're in for a bloody good bargain.
You could go to half of for winning, aren't you? I mean, imagine you went to all 6 national titles, paid that price, you're winning.
Yeah.
So get yourself a season pass now.
I love it. Oh, okay. Stratford Speedway is the place to find all on Facebook. Stratford Speedway New Zealand. There's all sorts of links to Flickr. Geez, like I said that right.
Yep.
Flickr.co.nz. You can
Well,
see the membership link there as well. And yeah, well worth it actually. It's a good saving. And just all the massive work that's been happening behind the scenes, not only for you, but your committee, because this has to be one of the biggest calendars on any speedway calendar, host those kind of events. Booker's weather forecasters are right.
Yep.
So you're going to get all 6 up and going.
Yep.
So credit to you and everyone associated with that, because that must have been a huge uptake in and a lot of restless nights trying to work it out so it didn't clash, and making sure you get drivers coming back and back. It's massive.
We do. And we've got one of our guys that's been Jared Macbeth. He's our club captain. He's been doing the calendar, I think, God, I can't remember how many years. He's probably 12 years or more. And like he spends hours, and it's tough, trying to work around. Everybody's got all these events on at tracks now to try and work around and be fair to everybody, because I mean, Wanganui's only an hour down the road, like realistically, and everything else is quite central. So he spends hours, and he came up with like every year he seems to get it pretty close and pretty well right. And I mean, the calendar is draft. It's got to be draft because we're not sure what we're going to get, but you know, we try to work out as much as we can, and he's done an awesome job this year with what we've actually had to, 6 national titles and everything in there. So we're lucky to have him.
Well, we're lucky to have you on the show tonight, Kim. Thanks for cleaning the paint off your hands and coming to join us. And gee, what's happening on the calendar, and an exciting season ahead. To you and everyone down there, we wish you all the best. Hope it all goes to plan, because there's been a lot of work put in behind the scenes, endless hours, and we appreciate you joining us on our show and wish you all the best. And no doubt Booker and I will see you trackside over the season. We look forward to coming back down there to that cool little track and check out that legendary, iconic club rooms and have some fun.
Absolutely, more than welcome. We'll love to see you. And Booker, if it's raining, you're in trouble.
Yeah. I'll just jump in my camera and go home.
I'm just going to say, Booker, if it's raining, you're in the shit. That's what you was going to say.
It just didn't quite go there, but anyway, he knew what I meant.
Cheers, Kim. Thank you very much. We'll catch up again.
Thanks.
See you later.
See ya.
Awesome.
Well, they've got a season and a half ahead of them Kins, haven't they?
Right.
It's an awesome season. I was just looking at the dates here, trying to pencil us in for the modified champs, I think, or the New Zealand stock cars, one or the other. We certainly are going to be busy ourselves this season. But I just thought, I didn't mention earlier, anyone watching out there that wants to help out and donate, we've got our big auction coming up. It's going to be for a kids charity. We're not sure what. We're going to have to have a meeting and decide what charity it is. Everyone knows. But if you guys would like to donate to the auction, that's going to be October. Is it,
the 17th of November.
November the what? 17th we'll be live with our auction out of the Huntley club rooms. Last year we had a huge help from all the clubs around the country donating teams gear and stuff like that we auctioned off and everything. If you want to be a part of it, just contact us. We'd love for you to join in and donate if you like, and we'll auction it off to people and raise funds for what will be a fantastic kids charity. So if you're interested out there, people, just send us a message. We know that Murray was going to donate some pictures. Tracy's still waiting for the auction one. Are you still waiting for that? I was in Palmy the other day too. I'll have to make a phone call, I think, Tracy. I'll sort that out for you. That's really not good. I will sort that out myself. But we apologise if that's what's happened, but please get involved with us and enjoy it. It's always for a good cause. And if you're going to be up there for that teams meeting, come on the Friday night, because we are going to have a great night. Donate for a bronze statue in the centre of Pyro of Kins and his red bands, eh?
Yeah.
Mark Goodman, stop avoiding the question box. What question am I avoiding, Kins?
There was Hawke's Bay rugby thing, but that's all gone down the NRF. It's down the line.
Just say that I'm not happy. I'm happy we won the Shield, but I'm not happy with what happened afterwards. That's my opinion. Unfortunately, I think that the younger generation coming through now doesn't have the respect that my generation had, I suppose, and that sort of tells a story of what we've seen, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. Look, that's a wrap for tonight, folks. That's us. Just a reminder, no live stream of online racing this Sunday because we're all glued to the TV from as soon as the Bathurst gets underway. Next week, Wednesday, today week, we'll catch up with, fingers crossed, Ash Rez will join us, Mitch Vickery, and also Rebecca Barr, Big Spar from the UK trip, how that all went down. If we don't get a hold of Ash, if he's too busy, we'll try and get a hold of Caelan Mooney. So we'll see what we can do for you fans out there. But thank you for watching. Thanks to Wayne Russ from Nelson. Plenty going on there. Check out the Nelson Speedway calendar, the website as well. And I see Kim still chilling out there, kicking the bag. So thanks to Kim and everything that's going on with a massive meeting at Stratford. Jump on the Facebook page. Go and buy an adult season pass, a family season pass. You'll save you some dollars. Thanks, everyone. Take care and go the Gisbergen, eh? Go Giz.
See you, people. Be safe.
See you.
Oh, what am I doing here? I've stuffed it up already. How bad's that?
Welcome along, everyone. What was it like, that experience jumping into your first race?
It's been my life ever since I can remember.
Look, it really was unbelievable.
I think it's awesome.
It's just to go out there and give it your every time. And
When you're young and you're getting your old man super stock and you wreck it, I mean, it's pretty cool.
Craig Booker with the big smile. He is the voice that's behind what you get to hear every Sunday night.
Give it the hoot, Eddie. Look at that field. Doesn't it look fantastic?